Well, hello. Welcome to the Brandon and Carlos show. I am Brandon, and this is my co-host Carlos. What's up, everybody? On today's show, we will be talking to the owner of Strategic Connection, Kelle Freeman.
Yeah.
Kelle, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. Such a privilege and an honor to be extended an invitation with two amazing creatives that's making their mark in the world, Mr. Brandon and Mr. Carlos. Thank you so much for just considering myself and strategic connection in your endeavor. So I look forward to what we're going to do today.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for
Thank you.
accepting our invitation. We're glad to have you. So, without further
Okay.
ado, let's get to it. Tell us,
All
what
right.
is Strategic Connection?
Wow. So strategic connection is a God-given vision and assignment. It's a company established to help people to become. There are so many different tiers of strategic connection. There's your life coach. There's your business coach. There's your kingdom midwife. And there's also your networking opportunities. Strategic connection has a foundation also in meeting other entrepreneurs and helping network help collaborate different people in different areas of business just so that they can become, just so that they can be successful and to produce.
All right. So, you quickly kind of hit over the services that you offer and that you render. Can we go back and make sure that the audience really heard all those services? Because one of them specifically stood out to me, and I'm gonna let you go back over what you render, and then we're gonna talk about one of the ones that stood out to me. That's from the spiritual aspect. So go ahead.
So one of the key services that have been the most maximized at this particular season for several visionaries, leaders, and entrepreneurs have been personal coaching. Because in personal coaching, I'm a firm believer that your business is a representation of you. So if there is a blockage or shortage or a question or there's something lingering on the inside of you, then more than likely it's going to stem into your business, and that's going to affect your level of success and what your vision is that you're trying to accomplish. So a lot of times there's that personal conversation that I have with clients, and that's just to allowing them an opportunity to dig deep into the very places on the inside of them that actually holds a delay. In the world that we live in, there's so many things that we find ourselves doing, so many decisions we have to make, so many priorities. Each day, some people's lives priorities change. And it alters where they're able to put their best energy, their most energy, and to focus on. So a lot of times it's in conversating with someone that has a mutual successful mind as another individual that want to help you to succeed and helping you to cross those milestones and to break those barriers in order for you to achieve your goal.
All right. Okay. So there was one that's great, and people need that a life coach or a mentor, and not just kids, adults. So that's basically what I took out of that, and I think that's awesome. One of the things that you also said too was about being a spiritual midwife. Can you tell us just a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I am so blessed because the Lord saw fit to choose me to place a grace on my life to help people to birth into who they are and where they're going that He's designed for their life. And what we also miss at some successful points in our lives that we are a person, we're people, we have a soul, but we have a spirit, and our spirit is one of the greatest strengths on the inside of us. Your spirit man is that thing on the inside that innovates you, that pushes you. Some people call it, that special word or that wind, or that chill type feeling. So spiritually helping those to become who they are, because the truth is, when you're talking about spiritual midwife, a lot of times we can have some goals, and some desires, but that's not to say that that's the desire and the goal that the Lord has for us. And a lot of times when our energy is focused into a place that God has not designed us to, we're going to have more challenges and hiccups and delays, and less push and less drive than what we would if we was in the God assignment. So the spiritual component push is also helping people to connect back to their place of faith. Where are you founded? What's your push? What's your motivation when things are on the high side? What is the very thing that upholds you and foundates you to continue to even give you the interest to move a little bit further than where you were before? So spiritual connection and spiritual support is so important, because right now, not only there's so much that's happening here in our world, but there are also so many life decisions, again, that people are trying to make, that they get so sidetracked from the faith and so sidetracked from belief in God and what they're called to do because of that mighty dollar, because of that platform, because of that great gold prize that we're all in pursuit for. We disconnect from the very thing that gives us life in order to produce. That's the midwifery.
Gotcha. That's great. Let me ask you something, Kelly. What if someone wanted to use your services and they wasn't of the Christian persuasion?
Sure. So for me, I'm not God, you know. So I am not going to twist you, turn you, fold you, or roll you over into my faith. However, I am going to live a life that makes you wonder about the God that I serve. So whatever your faith may be, that's where it'll be my responsibility to always respect another person's stance. But as a believer, I'm going to speak my language, you'll speak your language, and we'll correlate that language into a success for you. It's never about forcing anybody into a place that they don't desire to be. The Lord has always showed us an example that he did not persuade, he did not Bible beat. He didn't call you out your name or make you feel crazy because you believed in something else. He just continued to shine and continued to magnify that make you wonder, whose God is that? And I might need to get into a connection with that particular. So I aim for my life to live that way, because I know there's several people around me that don't believe. Come on, let's be real about it. There's some people that call the name of Jesus and don't even believe him themselves.
Right.
So because that's the raw truth, we have to take that individual responsibility to say, hey, I'm gonna let my light shine so that other men may see. And when one come under the light, we give God praise.
Well, if I could have you to pause and pray for us, because these mosquitoes are tearing us up back here. I thought we had a good idea of taking the show outside, but I'm up here. I mean, they are eating me up, Jesus. Uh, Tell us, how did your business come about?
Okay, so what's completely hilarious is that I've been doing this my entire life. It's just never
Wow.
been a business brand.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
All through middle school, all through friends and affiliations that I've had through years, not just that, but every employer that God has given me the opportunity to gain employment through, my light has always shined. So God has always given me the ability to encourage, and certain people will come across my path in order to support them through particular circumstances. For example, right now I'm presently an employer at Pensacola Habitat for Humanity. Whoop, whoop. We're supportive of home ownership in our community. But the truth of the matter is, with what I do as a financial lending officer and a collections individual, most times the Lord is having me to deal with more than a delinquent account. He allows me to help encourage and minister to those homeowners, no matter what the situation may be, how they can overcome, how they can break through, giving them resources and doors, staying around close to them to follow up with them. So what I'm doing now as a profession, this has been my passion and my ongoing part of my entire life.
That's amazing. That is. So, walk us through, say, the Brandon and Carlos show, which we probably will be calling you after this. Say we were wanting to be one of your clients and use your service. What's the first thing you would do with us?
Okay, hit me with that question one more time. There was a little breakup in the sound.
Yeah, it's probably the mosquitoes.
It's okay.
uh, Say the Brandon and Carlos show wanted to
Sure.
use your services. and we came
Sure.
to your office. We had our meeting, and you did your consultation. We signed up for the
Sure.
services. Walk us through what it looks like. Um, what happens first? Do you?
So, initially, of course, there's that introduction. And I keep my business along with my personality, and that's just to keep us all comfortable and keep us connected to what we're doing, right? So my first question is going to be, why are you here?
Gotcha, gotcha. All right.
My first question is, why are you here? And then, you're going to give me your response. And my next question is, what is your mission? Because I believe in being married to the mission. Whatever your mission is, that is what you have to stick and become um, so engaged with and imprinted so much in your mind, in your heart, and in your soul that everything that you are doing concerning your business and concerning your assignment, you cannot stray away from the vision, the mission, because the mission has the objective. The mission has the steps to produce. The mission keeps you motivated. The mission keeps the priority of why you do the sacrificing that you do in front of you. Come on, we know being entrepreneurs and business owners, you're up all time of night. There's all type of sacrifices. There's all type of altering of priority. Shoot, it's money on top of money, on top of money, on top of money. So you have to have your mission in
Right.
front of you so that no matter what happens, I have to stick to the plan. I can't be swayed by what I see. For Brandon and Carlos show, I would tell you, don't worry about any other broadcast show that's out there because there's only one Brandon and Carlos show. Don't worry about all the topics that other people are discussing to stay relevant. You got to remember, if God birthed you into the media entertainment outlet, there's a strategic assignment that you're supposed to fulfill. There's a specific sound of people. There's a specific look. There's a specific platform. I mean, you guys honestly are the underdog. Here goes strategic connection. Here, you guys are the underdog, right? So when you're the underdog, you're the ones that's going to come in because we are called the least likely to succeed. We're the ones that they counted us out because we had a little bit of what it took, but we don't have all that it takes. So what we do is in that underdog, we take that same dog, that same fight, and we become more strategic. That means we have to be more disciplined. That means we have to put more on the media outlet. That means we have to be more systematic with our topics. That means we have to be strategic with the type of people that we have in the audience. How are we building? What's your building, your system of building?
Okay, it looks like we lost Kelly. We're gonna try to get her back. All right, we're back.
Oh, that's
All
good.
right,
I guess it got
we
too
lost you
good,
there
huh?
for a minute. Yeah, no, it was getting good. Yeah, I think the last thing we heard you say was you would take and we would strategize on the topics and our audience
Mhm.
with our audience, what type of audience.
Right, staying distinctive. Brandon and Carlos has to stay distinctive. They have to remain the underdog. They have to increase the fight in their dog. They have to be very systematic in what your guest list look like. What you're going to promote. How often are you going to promote it? I mean, are
Right.
you into marketing? What's your platform looking like? How to build that audience? How to further expand your name? Giving more opportunities to those who sow seeds. Of media and entertainment into certain individuals, that residual that will come back to you. It's so many different things that I would actually suggest you all do, only because I see the vision and the heart just on this side, not even knowing anything about your mission and objective and what you're really pursuing in this media and entertainment business. So there's so much that you guys can offer. It's just depending upon how hard are you willing to work, and are you willing to put all the work into producing it?
Right. Well, you sold us. Yeah. Yeah. It's not the preacher here too. Yeah, he said you had a dog and we've been in it
I mean,
this
well, think about it. We all want the big picture. But there's a process to the big picture. Not everybody comes from a lineage of family of entertainment that can just put them on. Some of us, we got to put the crawl in, the walk in, the run in. We put in
Right.
extra time. We networking while working.
And,
It is what it is. But when your eyes is set on the prize that is before you, you just do what you got to do.
right. That's big facts. Well, Kelly, what would you be doing if you weren't doing this? If you weren't doing this being
I was
strategic connection.
I honestly, I would still be doing it. It would just be outside of being a CEO and founder of a business. I'm also a prophetic mentor. I'm also blessed to be an associate pastor. I'm also a prophet in the Lord's kingdom of God. So with that, there's always a life that God is going to allow me to be able to minister to pour in and to share. There's always going to be someone that crosses my track. So whether it is by way of the strategic connection, it's going to always be some type of strategic connection.
Which means that's so. In other words, that's just who you are, and
That's
because of who
it.
you are, you are able to put it together in a LLC format or a business format for everybody to what I mean to gain from.
Right. Exactly.
Gotcha.
You turn your passion into your business.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So like even both of your careers, you're helping people. Even even though you're dealing with the liquid accounts, you're still helping people get to another point to where they can do something different. And I think that's really
Absolutely.
incredible, which is one of the main reasons why we wanted to reach out to you because that's something as a black community, as the black community, we miss. We don't always have that. We don't always have the connects to move to the next level, and it's imperative
Mhm.
that we start doing that for our own community. And I understand your business is more than just the black community, but at the end of the day, you're a black woman, we're black men. We want to take care of our
Mhm.
own also.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's always been very important to me because not everybody had the same opportunities in coming up. Not everybody have the same educational background. There may be some platforms that you step on that I'll never have an opportunity to. But if you are your sister's keeper and your brother's keeper, there should never be a limit that you're not able to see where I'm struggling to be able to share some wisdom to me or to be able to provide me with a resource, a network with me in a place that I can improve. And that's something that I live on. I believe that there's success in everybody, but I believe that that success comes in the one with the information and knowledge, not being prideful, but being open enough to be able to see a need to at least give a person an opportunity to receive it. In my line of work, I've been in finance for over 20 years, and it's been through medical and it's been through banking. And let me tell you, not everybody want information. Not everybody wants help. So even in that, there's a strategy because although you want to see somebody come up, it's not to say that they want to come up, but you can still sow a seed of hope, sow a seed of encouragement. Let them know, hey, your finances don't have to be maintained like that. You don't have to be struggling in this financial status. You can actually do more. When you want to know, come and ask me. And that's how I help people to become because I'm not going to force feed you, but I'll let you know I know something. And if you want something, you just come and ask for something. And what I got, I'm going to give it to you. So it becomes an exchange that we all have to grow. And you're absolutely right, Carlos. With the black race, we've come through and had to overcome and still overcoming so many different barriers. And the truth of the matter is, we should have each other's back more than anybody out there. So all of our people are not in a the negative categories, as far as behavioral and actions and decisions and all of that kind of stuff. Everybody's not there, but we who are striving to become better, we can reach back, we can create legacy, we can alter foundation, we can start with the younger generation, we can help alter the courses of what our black community have struggled with, especially money. There are some things that we can do differently, but again, we just got to have the hearts and the minds of people who are willing to not be information stingy and to be able to share.
Okay. So um, we talked about strategic connections, and we talked about the things that you render. How can people get in contact with you? Do you have a website? Do you have a phone number? What do you have for people to get in contact with?
So my website is being developed, and it delayed because a little bit of what my mission is have been modified. So that's to come. So I invite anyone who wants to reach out to me. Feel free. You can personally inbox me on Facebook, or you can DM me on Strategic Connection on Facebook or Instagram, or you're also able to email me at yes@strategicconnection.me, and I'll be more than happy to respond. And hopefully, we can make that strategic connection with you.
All right. So I hope everybody out there heard that. Now we're going to kind of shift a little bit. We talked about strategic
Sure.
connections. Let's talk about Kelly Freeman. What do
Okay.
you enjoy? Let's talk about you as a person. What do you enjoy when you're not working and when you're not laboring in ministry, as I know you do, because we attend the same church.
Man, I absolutely love producing. I love fruit. I love fruit. So I'm always planting. And for me, that can look like reading. That could look like out in a business endeavor making money. That could be in going to see some family, and getting souped up with some good love and hugs and laughter. You know, I love fruit, and I believe, I think on my internals, I'm like a hustler by nature, because I'm always looking for my door. I'm always looking for a place to make a difference. And not just for me, but I have children, and I have a beautiful granddaughter. So this life that I live right now is not just for me to put it in park all the time, and lay under the sun. It's for me to build a foundation and legacy, so that as my children are coming up in the ages that they are, that their mom is leaving them with something. Not just, she was a good person, but she left me something tangible. She left me a great example. She helped me build my momentum. She connected me with these relationships, so that when I would come behind her, there would be a door. So for me, my natural get up and go every day is that I'm always in pursuit. I'm always in pursuit. And I know that sounds totally crazy, but even when I try to turn it off, it's still on.
I understand. Being a business owner myself, I definitely understand that. What keeps you up at night, Kelly?
Um, what keeps me up? Trying to, okay, so my battle was always knowing when to stop. Because you can overindulge into anything, and you can push an issue beyond to the point that the Lord is telling you to push it. And my life has been an example of why not to overindulge, why not to overdo, because it takes so much joy from you. It takes passion, and it perverts it into this laborious work, that can almost make you resentful, and it affects your physical body, and it wears down on your mental capacity to be able to be sparky and alert. So that is my place every night, where I have to intentionally shut off at a certain time, in order for my mind to settle itself, to come to a place of rest. And then even in the spiritual component is because my desire is to not just help self, and those around me, but to impact complete strangers and nations that I've never ever experienced before. Prayer is a centered place, a part of me. So in the night hours, that is my prayer time, and that is to take on whatever that burden is that the Lord desires for me to experience, and how to strategically move through prayer by way of obeying Him, that His will be done at that particular hour. So I'm pretty. You guys are spiritual guys, so when you are with giftings and calling, and the anointing of the Lord is upon your life. For the most part, there's always something there. As long as you're connected to God, as long as your heart is pure and your hands are pure, there's always an initiative. There's always a mission. There's always something that is pressing on you, and you just have to learn how to manage it well. So that's my late night situation.
How would you organize yourself for those?
Hold on, say that one more time. I lost their sound.
How you break down your meditation and prayer and just to shut things down. How can people get organized who are trying to get a business started or trying to or balance their life? Like how
So
like
what I found is organization is necessary when you are talking about starting a business and you're actually still wanting to lead a successful life. Because for the most part, when you think about your day to day life and how it is now, it's already pretty busy.
right,
So you're going to add something else into that equation. So in order to add something into something that's already busy, you don't have a choice but to create a structure. Meaning, you have to be so pointed on your time. You're gonna have to pencil in what time you wake up. You know how your morning moves as far as the time you have to leave for work. If you take a lunch hour, half hour, what are you going to use that 30 minutes to an hour? Are you going to shoot the breeze and just kick back and relax your mind? Or are you going to take 15 to 20 minutes of that lunchtime and put it towards your mission? Then once you're off from work, what does that look like for you? Do you have family? Do you have to cook? Do you have to spend time and help with homework, or are you married? Do you have to spend boo time after work? What does that look like so that you can actually pinpoint, okay, from here until 9 o'clock when the household gets ready to shut down, then that's going to be my family time. And then from 9:30 up until 11:30 at night or 10:30 at night, that's going to be me dedicating my time to my mission, where I actually have time to focus and I have time to zoom in. I remember it was a couple of years ago. I was poor at time management. I was able to get things done, but it was at the stake of my health. It was at the stake of my emotional stability. It was at the stake of my mental clarity. And that was because raising three kids, they all had their own mission. They all had their own vision. My previous husband, he was an athletic coach. And then for me, I was a choir director and still full force in ministry and a full-time job. So with all of those things, I managed all of that every single day. I was making sure that I hit those areas. Unfortunately, I didn't balance it right to take some time to recalibrate my mental health and my emotional health, that I ended up into having a drastic gastric with bleeding ulcers. From the overwhelmingness of stress and pressure and worry, because when you're talking about running a household, that's nothing easy. From making sure everybody's up, bed, house clean, groceries, bills paid, certain structure. And I run a tight ship, have always ran a tight ship. So I wanted things a specific way at a specific time. And if it wasn't, then I had to go back over it again. So I did so many different things that I took my body into a place that it did not have the capacity to uphold. I didn't slowly develop into it. I was not eating properly, knowing that I was adding more responsibility to my schedule and that my eating habit would change. I wasn't careful about having a coach or having pastoral counseling so that I can release some things that was mentally being hoarded in my mind. I didn't have deliverance. So the things that was hoarding in my heart, all of those things was causing implosions and health issues inside of my body that shut me down for 3 days. 3 days no work, 3 days no wife, 3 days no mama. I was laid up in the hospital for 3 full days. 3 days no money making, 3 days restricted. So while I'm laying in the hospital, I'm actually worried about home. What are they eating? Is the house clean? Do I have enough PTO to cover my time of loss? Will my boss excuse these days of absence because we're in the project, or will I get fired? I had all of these different things happening, and it shut me down. And I tell any visionary and any entrepreneur, although there are so many goals that we have to achieve, timelines and deadlines, we also have to be responsible in time management of ourselves and of our physical health and our physical being. What does that look like? So when you put things on a schedule and a time, you carve out your time. You carve out whether you're going to go hard Monday and Tuesday, and Wednesday, that's your downtime. And you go hard Thursday and Friday. You create those moments so that you have a balance within yourself, and that you learn how to discipline even when those urges and desires say keep going, keep going, keep going. You learn how to discipline those parts in you so that you succeed for the long haul. There's nothing like accomplishing a great goal, but you can't even celebrate it because your body is down, because your mind is down, and you just don't have it in you to even be excited. So the time management, organizational skills, those are key. Hence why you see a lot of great leaders and CEOs, they got administrative assistants, to help them manage that time, to help them put things in place and in order. And I tell a lot of CEOs, I know you want to do everything on your own, and you're becoming, and that's amazing. But let me tell you something. There is so much power in connection. There is so much power in the right help, good help, and trusted help to help you pursue your vision, but not just you pursuing your vision. When you are working with another teammate, then that's giving you two an energy to help become, where you can kind of alternate certain tasks, or one person helps with organizing and staying on while the other person is doing more of the acceleration of moving forward. So time organization, calendar, getting a calendar, use those calendars inside of these mobile devices and these tablets that we have, and program your time. Live a scheduled life.
Yeah, schedule is. I'm big on schedule. Um, I mean, every day of my life is scheduled out. I live by that. I think that's great stuff. Um, for those of you who are just tuning in, we're talking to Kelle Freeman, who is the CEO of Strategic Connection LLC. We are talking to her about the services that she can offer. She has some amazing services. Go check her out. You can find her on Facebook by just putting Strategic Connection LLC into the search field. You can also email her for inquiry. Ms. Kelle, would you give the audience your email address once again?
I'll be more than happy to. That's yes at strategicconnection.me.
And what we would do for you is put that in the comments after the show is over, so you can come back and get that information. She has definitely sold me on the services that she can offer the Brandon and Carlos show. So you will be getting a call from us because we do want to go to the next level. Um, we have been in existence for a year now. I remember our very first episode, and it was much different than this. We were just doing audio at that time, and we were so excited because this has been a passion and a dream of Carlos and I since we were children. But
Wow.
we definitely will be in contact with you to see how you can help us strategically take us to the next level.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
Yes. All right. So strategic connection has the um, this pandemic, has it affected you at all? And if so, how?
So yes, it did, because I like people interaction. I believe there's power in energy. Whenever there's that kinetic energy, when you're amongst the person and talking, And then also, face to face connection is also another level of bonding. So when you're having personal conversations and, talking about things that most people, wouldn't really care to share, but they find a place of trust in you. You want that eye to eye contact, you want them to have that sincerity. So, it impacted in that regard. However, thanks be to God for technology, because what I was able to do is to maximize on video chats, and that just put them more in my private space so that they could really see and see, my passion in another realm. So it just gave me to better another push to better display how sincere I am in supporting others to become. A lot of times you have people who are selling products and they're selling services, and it's literally for revenue. It's not really a sincerity to help people. They help you for the moment, and then that's about it. But it gave me an opportunity to show the depth of my concern and the depth of my belief and the depth of how I see those individual persons as they're in pursuit for the vision or the objective that they want to fulfill. So it has worked for me because it required me to come up higher. It required me to not just stay again on a comfortable place, but to put me in the position to really also see and make sure, that I am doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing as a business owner. So it made me more responsible.
Mm. And so, have you had to be more creative, considering this pandemic, doing things outside of course technology and the video? But what other ways have you had to be creative due to the pandemic?
So for me, it's in because I'm a thinker.
Mm.
Um, I've had to really look at where we are right now and make a determination to say, is this really it? Um, for me, I've had to say, okay, so if this is our new norm, how prepared am I to succeed?
Right.
What more do I have to offer? What more do I need to offer? What more can I do or be in order to produce in this particular mission? So it put me back at the drawing board, in all honesty, to say, okay, if this is the new norm, that means I need an addition to this vision. I need something greater to push for. So it took me again, it took me to a place of just having um, to come up, to pray more, to ask for, how to, what to, so that I remain an individual and don't fall into the
Right.
normalcy.
Right.
Right. Right.
Yeah, this has definitely been a trying time for the show as well, because we were so used to having that human touch, and we had
Mhm.
a couple of people come to the studio and do shows. But I said, man, I'm a geek. As much as I know about technology, I need
Yeah.
to figure out a way to do this to where we don't have to necessarily be in each other's presence. But I can definitely understand that human touch. It's just
Mhm.
something different about being around each other. You see,
Yeah.
Carlos and I sitting with each other. We have been from the beginning. So if we got the stuff, we both got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but it's something about it, because I asked him this morning. I was like, "Hey, man, do you want to just sit at home and do the show, and I be at my house?" And he was like, "Nah, man, let's do it together." Because it's just something about it. Like, we feed off each other. You don't know what's going on
Right.
behind the scenes,
Right.
because every time I switch the video, I'm swatching these mosquitoes.
Man,
It's hot back here.
boy, the sun that came out and
The
cooked
sun
us.
that came
I'm
out,
out here looking like a
but
roasted pig, sweating, boy.
but you have all of that in that human element, that touch, and it becomes amazing, the type of chemistry that you can have when you enter into someone's presence.
Mm.
For
Yes.
those of you all who are out there listening and you want to learn how to start your own show, I believe in giving back. I really do.
Come on.
Especially entrepreneurs. I believe that in some type of way you need to be doing a podcast or a vlog. so that people can keep up with your services and the things that you're offering. If you don't know how to do that, feel free to reach out to either I or Carlos. We will be more than happy to help you get on your start. Uh, reason being is because no one helped us. Not no, you know the old hymn of this church, the old hymnologist said, "No, not one, no, not one helped us get started on our journey, other than God." And so we'll be pleased to help anyone that wants a little boost, to do that. Talking about the new norm, I do believe that we are going to have to lean on technology as the new norm. I honestly believe that the customer service centers across the country, they have reevaluated the way they do business. I think they're going to tell people, stay at home. We're going to give you a computer and a telephone line. There you go. And if this is our new norm, I'm okay with it. I'm a web designer by nature. That's my by nature, not by nature. What am I trying to say? That's my trade. By trade.
Yeah.
Uh, that'd be a good name of a group, though. Web design by nature. You know how they had naughty by nature?
Man, come on, man.
But anyway, so we're gonna have to partner up, Miss Kelly, and do
Absolutely.
something definitely. Um, Kelly is the very first person. No, I'm not gonna say the first person. Hakeem. If y'all know Hakeem Davis, I believe you know him, Kelly. Um, we had him on the show, showcasing his endeavors and his business. I said that to say that we are going to showcase Black entrepreneurs. I feel that is my call, and vicariously that's Carlos' call. I don't know what his call is, but because it's my call, it's gonna be his call too. We also had
Carlos show, but okay.
Yeah, it is the Brandon and Carlos show. We're not gonna talk about that. He introduced me as a guest one time.
Man, listen.
But he was grieving. He had just lost his grandmother, so I can understand that. I was going to edit it out, and I was like, well, maybe not, because he was grieving.
Right.
We also had Marnie. I call her Marnie. I'm from East Tennessee, and I have a little twang. But Marnie Alicia, who is the owner of Ashland B Apothecary and Tea House. We had her on. She's Black. Now we have you on. You're Black. So we want to try our best. Well, we Black with a little bit of cream in us.
I just say you're on the light tinted side.
There we go. But nevertheless, we are Black. We want to showcase Blackness. There's nothing wrong with being proud of our race and promoting our businesses. I believe that is important. It definitely is. Now, that's not to say that we're not going to talk about other stuff, because if you all are fans of the show, you do realize we talk about a plethora of things. We have talked about dating. We have talked about racism. We've talked about what's better, Android or iPhone. And, man, Carlos is really sweating. I mean, I want y'all to see this. Like, look, I want y'all to see this.
I'm out here being cooked.
He is sweating. But that's good though. That's good. We out here in the elements.
That's good.
We are out in the elements. So we want to showcase those businesses. And I think that if you are in the process of starting a business, because I think we all have been there to where it's like, okay, I want to start a business, but I don't know what to do next. See, that's where I think your business comes into play, Kelly.
And it does.
You see what I'm saying? Like to help people get off on a start. I'm
That's
serious.
right.
Y'all. Take advantage of this young woman, because I didn't have that. I had to do it from scratch. Yeah, and it's hard.
Yeah, and you had to learn the hard way.
And
some bruises.
Go ahead, Kelly.
And it's one of those facts where, again, what we don't know until somebody shared with us. So I've had to train several entrepreneurs, not just here in our city, but in other areas, to talk about the EIN, legalizing your business. Don't just have it, just a hustle where you got a grip and there's no trace, you know.
Right.
Doggone it, pay your taxes,
Right.
make
Exactly.
yourself legitimate.
Right.
Don't just have a cute brand and a cute logo. But if
And
I wanted to, or Brandon and Carlos wanted to be a blessing to you, we
right.
can't do it because we can't even get the tax write off because you're
Exactly.
not even legit.
That's what I was going to say. You all, there is a blessing in paying your taxes. There are so many benefits to it. You know, if you let's take you sell soap. Okay. Well, you don't have an EIN number. Well, you can't get it at wholesale price.
Right.
You may know someone down the street that's cooking up some soap. I don't know if they do that, but you know, but you're still not going to get wholesale discount because they're trying to make a profit. You need someone much larger than you that can give you a
Right.
wholesale price, per unit. So there's a blessing, and some people don't know, what to
Right.
do.
Yep.
Some people don't know the structure. What structure should they put? Should they be a sole proprietor? Should they do a limited liability, or should they do what's the other one? There's
Like,
Corporation.
a public offering, a corporation. And then there's another one too. I see a lot of lawyers do it. It's called PLLC. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but
Yeah, I saw that.
yeah. So I mean, are you going to structure your business? It's important because when you enter into the marketplace, and we live in a day where people are going to sue. They're going to sue you, and I don't mind. I sue too. I ain't gonna lie. I believe in suing. I am a United States citizen, and I want to enjoy all of my citizenship, my benefits. You know what I mean?
Oh God.
you got to remember, man.
You're right about it. And I tell people all the time, stop just choosing sole proprietorship because it's $50.
Exactly. Talk about that.
Know what you're getting yourself into.
When they sue you, they're gonna sue you. They're not suing your
They're gonna sue you. That's right. And that's another part of strategic connection. It's that mentality. You got to come up. You got to pay for what you want. You can't pay so minimum into your business, but then you want a mega boom. No, you got to put that same dollar, that same quality to get what you need to get out of it. Some things, we can trim the fat on, but some things that fat need to be hanging off on the side, but you have to be informed so that you know the proper decisions to make. Everything isn't about getting over. It's about making the best decision for the profitability and the long lasting of your business. Even if you retail, a lot of people don't even know about Dun & Bradstreet. Mm-hmm. You got to put yourself in the position that you let your company become an individual, that you establish that business credit, that business name, that you have something that's lingering in the earth outside of just your everyday hustle now, unless that's just what you want. If you don't care nothing about nothing and you just in it for the quick, then you take the good with the bad. Then I talk to those persons about, well, if you're only doing a quick hit, well, what are you doing with your money? How is that money working for you? Are you making it to eat it? Are you making it to wear it? What are you doing? What are you building for yourself? I believe if you're going to put the pain into it and if you're going to sacrifice the time into it, you should have some fruit from it.
I agree.
And it shouldn't just be rims and the new outfit. It should be some property, some land. It should be going into some stocks, going into some bonds. It should be something that's going to return a profit for you because you put in so much work. Let your dollar learn how to make seven. And legally, let your money work for you the right way. And you can do that in your passion and in your business. If you are just humble enough to have conversations with people who are doing what you're doing, who've succeeded and who failed, to help you to overcome what you're trying to pursue.
You're exactly right. And that's why we are showcasing Black entrepreneurs, because on both sides, there's white people that's not doing it the right way too.
Absolutely.
So I don't want to necessarily just have black entrepreneurs on to tell people this is this is the right way, and this. No, I want to bring you on because there are people that are doing the right way. That's why
Right.
I decided to have you on because you best believe I researched, and I was very much impressed with what I saw, and that's who I want to because if the mindset is if you keep on showing people the right way, then maybe the wrong way will get out of media so much. You know,
Mhm.
that makes sense. I want
Mhm. And
positive. Um, but with that being said,
and I believe too, Brandon.
yeah,
If I can say this right here, I believe too. It's so much of the negativity of what we hear about our culture and our race. And I have a good friend who is an avid of our Black heritage, and what we often talk about is how rich our culture is. How rich we are as a people. Why is it that we were selected to even through slavery? What was it that we produced? That even made it so good for people to be other races to be so afraid to lose us. Why was our price so high?
right,
We have to look at the perspective of who we are as a people, and what we produce and what we do has always been excellent. Has always
right,
been excellent. So we have to magnify the quality of who we are as a people. And I believe also even some of our people who, don't make the best decisions. I believe if we help in the perspective of who we are as a race, that we can come up, and we can be on the standard that we're supposed to be on because it's in us.
right,
It's so funny when you see a lot of restaurants and businesses come open, it's always going to be somebody of the Black culture.
right,
And the food is absolutely phenomenal.
yeah,
That everybody wants it, and we have such natural abilities. We have such natural giftings, and I believe if we just embrace more of who we are and learn about the value of what we can accomplish and what we can do. And we do that by what you said, Brandon, coming together to support each other as entrepreneurs, as visionaries, not being so quick to shoot each other down, but to help each other come up, identify the wrong, and show and talk through that thing, and
yeah,
then let's get back on the right track. And I believe if we were more supportive of one another, the impact that we're able to make as a culture, and here in the society, economically, for
yeah,
us, breaking a lot of poverty panels, positioning ourselves to our true worth, I believe that is just a mark in itself, on us as a people and us as a culture. I'm all for I'm not, the whole racial thing, whatever, to each its own, but I
right,
believe in making sure that what looks like me and what moves like me eats too. So I support Black businesses. I support Black entrepreneurs, and if I can see something or say something, just like you, Brandon and Carlos, I'm going to sow that seed as well. So I commend you guys for just even creating a space, on your show to make sure that you're letting the, your people know, like, hey, let us help market you, let us
right.
give you a platform to be able to share where you are, and do us a favor,
That's
send some people our way.
right.
you know,
Exactly, exactly,
let's do some referral here. Let's mutually eat.
right,
Let's do this thing together.
right,
So, I really appreciate that initiative, because that's what I do on the strategic connection page. Anytime that I see some entrepreneur, I did not know that there were so many in Pensacola, that do so many different things, from private contracted realtors to empowerment companies to event planners, and to live speakers, and all of this kind of good stuff. People who you necessarily wouldn't see in certain platforms, but they have
right.
amazing businesses and they are thriving.
Yeah,
So I'm totally with you all, and I'm definitely going to be pushing you all a lot of referrals, because you said some things even about being techie and being able to help people get to the next place with podcasts and broadcasts. And when you were talking, man, 7 people came into my thought pattern, and I'm going to make sure that I connect you to all 7 of those persons. And I pray that there will be some financial gain for you guys in those business connections, as well as media platforms that you're able to help people to at least have a starting point and a development process as they get ready to grow in their businesses.
Wow, thank you
Thank
so
you. We
much.
appreciate that.
We at the Carlos, I almost said the Carlos and Brandon show. We at the Brandon and Carlos show, we believe that everyone has a story and that their story needs to be told. And the best way in this day and age to tell your story is social media. You know, everything is social media now. Uh, Matter of fact, I don't even have cable anymore. Um, I get all of my entertainment streaming. You know, whether it be Apple TV or Roku or whatever. I mean, I got a
Yeah.
lot of stuff, but um, and so with that being said, we living in a great time because when I was a young boy and I wanted to do this that I'm doing now, it wasn't so accessible. You know, you had to be able to be on a TV show. You had to be able to be on a radio show if you want to be in media. But now anybody can have a radio show. Anybody, matter of fact, do you realize anybody can have a radio station because of this great thing we call the internet? And there are tons of internet radio stations out there. So if you have a desire, or if you know of someone, you know of a young child who wants to do, buy them a computer, buy them an iPhone, something that's going to put them, or be a tool to use. Because as long as you got that $1,200 phone in your pocket or your pocketbook or wherever you stick your phone, you have a awesome video camera. Not only an awesome video camera, awesome microphone. So, we believe that everyone has a story. And that's why we create the show. Let us help you tell your story. Let us help you until you can tell your story on your own. And so that's what we're doing here. Our time is about up, but we do want to say thank you,
So
Kelle.
much.
Thank you so much. I have had an enjoyable time talking to you. I mean, I'm talking about a very enjoyable time. I have learned a lot. I believe that our viewers and our listeners, because keep in mind, I don't know if I told you, we're not just on Facebook. We're going to have this video on YouTube, but we're also have audio. We're on all your major platforms, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify. And here recently, we're on iHeartRadio.
Yes.
So this is everywhere. I mean, I get to see the analytics. I've had people listening from all the way the Netherlands, the UK, people on the continent of Africa. So this could be you. Have we arrived yet? No, but we have come a mighty long ways to hopefully say. And we've learned a lot. But we had an awesome time talking to you, Kelle. Strategically,
It's been my pleasure, and thank you again so much for having me on, man. Anytime, anytime, anytime. Thank you again for the opportunity to expand. And I just speak nothing but blessings and success on the Brandon and Carlos show. I pray that the Lord blows you guys' mind, leave you speechless, and allow you to experience some of the best days of your life, even in the times that we're in right now. So blessings on your pursuit and your continuation to stay faithful to your mission.
all right, that wraps it up for the Brandon. End it right here. But before we go, we do want to tell you, please, or ask you rather, please consider liking the Brandon and Carlos show page. We find that when you do that, you like the page, that it puts our listeners and our viewers in a better position to get our show, because we do live shows. But even if you don't catch us live, you can always go back and listen to the recording. But if you like that page, you set yourself up for success, because anytime we post announcements or anytime we do videos, you'll be the first to know about it. We also have a website, bncshow.com. Check us out. You can go there. I mean, we're everywhere. You can put us in Google, the Brandon Carlos Show. Please support us. Not only support us, but would you please share what we're trying to do. We're not getting paid a dime because we believe it's important. So maybe you have this on page with this. Oh, see what we can do. If I went to a meditation last night, and the facilitator, she said, you got to speak affirmations and the positive affirmations. So I'm speaking that we have an extraordinary show. And not only do we have an extraordinary show, we have extraordinary viewers. All right. So once again, thank you from my heart to your heart, from his heart to your heart, from our heart to your heart. We want to thank you for supporting the show. It's been a good journey. And remember, wash them hands.